who he is?
Che Guevara.
Yes, he is Che Guevara. When you see this picture, which country comes into your head? Yeah, Cuba or Argentina? How about Inca? Yeah, Peru. When I was in the Pearson airport to go to this country, I was dragged to the USA immigration office. And the officer asked me, why do you want to go to this country? What's your purpose of going to this country? And I really freaked out. Oh my God. Why did he ask me like this? Why was I dragged to the office? Where did I want to go? Where is it? I will give you a hint. This country starts with letter B.
Bolivia.
The country of Inca, the country that Che Guevara died, this is Bolivia. I went to Bolivia last March. My friend suggested me going to Bolivia out of the blue, and I just accepted it impulsively. But I didn't know anything about Bolivia, so I searched on the internet and I saw lots of horrible, terrible words, such as kidnap, mugging, robbery. I regretted my impulsive decision, and all of my friends, family said to me, why do you want to go to Bolivia? Is there anything to see? Bolivia is so dangerous. You could die like this. Why did they say like this? Because they have stereotypes about Bolivia. Sometimes it was right, but often it was wrong. So I'm going to talk about true and false about Bolivia based on my experience. Before getting to the point, let me give you a short introduction about Bolivia. Bolivia is located in central of South America. And Bolivia is the poorest country in South America. Actually, they have lots of natural resources, but they've taken their resources by developed countries. So we call Bolivia a beggar of the silver seed. From now on, I'm going to tell you representative stereotypes about Bolivia. When I said, I'm going to Bolivia, everybody said, Bolivia is dangerous. But do you know Bolivia's crime rate? It's going to be really shocking. According to Interpol's data, Bolivia's crime rate is only 0.54%. And can you see Canada's crime rate? It's really shocking, unbelievable. We should worry about ourselves, not Bolivia. And I heard that walking on a street alone at night is dangerous in Bolivia. But you know, walking on a street alone at night is dangerous, even though it's in Toronto. So don't walk alone at night, period. When I searched on the internet, many people said Bolivia is a communist country. When I was in Bolivia, I went to a hotel and I saw a picture on the wall. And what is this? Who is he? The owner of this hotel? He is the president of Bolivia. When my friend saw this picture, he said, "It's like North Korea." And this is North Korea's picture. And what is this? Who are they? They are the president of North Korea. It's similar to each other. So I believed that Bolivia is a communist country. But when I talked with my other friend, he said Bolivia is a democratic country. So I searched on the internet. Bolivia is Republic of Bolivia, like Republic of Korea. But in Korea, we don't hang our president's photo on the wall. Are they a democratic country or communist country? And I have the answer. The answer is Bolivia is a socialist country. They changed their political concept in 2009. So they are not a communist country. Bolivia is a socialist country. Let me give you a question. When you think Bolivia, what comes into your head? I asked this question to many people, and most of them said, sorry, I was confused. I'm going to tell another stereotypes. When I asked my friend, what do you think about Bolivia? And she said, women who wears poncho and flute. Before I went to Bolivia, I expected that I could see lots of these women who wear poncho and lots of men who play flute. But I have a question. Do you think Korean people wear hanbok? And hanbok is the traditional Korean costume. But as you can see, we don't wear hanbok anymore. And as same as Korean, they don't wear ponchos and they don't play flute. Only some old women wear ponchos. Now, I have a question. When you think Bolivia, what comes into your head? As I told you, many people said nothing. It's so beautiful. And do you know where it is? UNESCO chose 10 tourist attractions that we should go before we die. And the #1 attraction is in Bolivia. This is the biggest salt desert in the world, Salar de Uyuni. The biggest desert. We are living in the biggest city in Canada. Do you know how big Toronto is? Toronto is about 600 square kilometers. Then, how about Uyuni? Uyuni is 12,000 kilometers. Can you feel how big Uyuni is? Uyuni is 20 times bigger than Toronto. in Uyuni, I couldn't see the end of desert, and I felt free. I experienced lots of things that I had never done in my life in Uyuni. Have you ever been to the hotel made with salt? This is the hotel made with salt, and this is in Bolivia. The chair, tables, everything is made with salt. And do you know what it is? Yeah, this is llama. Very cute. Have you ever seen llama? Then, have you ever eaten llama? I ate llama in Uyuni. Of course, I felt sorry for llama, but it was really delicious. Have you ever heard the higher lake than the sky? This is the highest lake in the world, Titicaca. Titicaca Lake is between Peru and Bolivia. Do you know how high Titicaca Lake is? The highest mountains in Canada, Rocky Mountains, are about 4,400 meters, and Titicaca Lake is 4,000 meters. It's similar, even though it's a lake, not a mountain. And there is a city named Copacabana, and which is bounded by Titicaca Lake. Probably you've never heard Copacabana before, but it's a really fascinating city, even though it's really small. In Copacabana, you can see this beautiful cathedral, and you can taste really delicious trout dish only for $5. And you can go to this beautiful island, the island of the sun, and you can enjoy the beautiful Titicaca Lake scene sitting on a chair, and you can walk along the hiking trails, and you can see this cute but delicious llama, donkeys carrying loads. Where can you see this beautiful Titicaca Lake scene? You can see this only in Bolivia. Now, I want to ask you this question again. When you think Bolivia, what comes into your head?
llama.
Before I went to Bolivia, I also had stereotypes about Bolivia. I judged Bolivia by other people's experiences, but Bolivia that I experienced by myself was totally different than Bolivia other people experienced. Before I went to Bolivia, I had studied to be an accountant for 1 year. I spent my whole 24 hours in a library studying. And I was sitting in front of my little square desk day in, day out. Even I couldn't see the sun comes up and goes down. I felt like I was stuck in a little tiny cubicle. I escaped from that little tiny cubicles and I went to Bolivia. In Bolivia, I saw the endless desert, the endless I felt like I am alive. This is what I felt in Bolivia. And this is my means Bolivia. I just called you my Bolivia. Now I want to ask you, what is your Bolivia? Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we'll give the judges a minute or two to finish writing down their comments. We'll get some feedback from them, for men, and then we'll go on. I think we're good, right? Yes. So let's hear from Andrew first.
Okay, I'll just sit here. I won't stand up. Okay, so great. All right. Yeah, I like your presentation. It was very personal story, and it was kind of like opening a book because you just sort of got deeper into your own story, and you know, started out talking about the stereotype of Bolivia, and then became sort of your own, and that was really nice. A little bit sentimental, but that's fine. That's okay. Okay. You kept people very intensely focused on it, and then there was sort of halfway through there was this shift to your own story, and I like that a lot. That's really good. Clear introduction, a little bit of humor, very nice. I'm speaking as the person who's seen your presentation before in your class, and I should just say that now tonight. So I'm sort of speaking as that person. So you've made so much improvement. You know, pauses and your intonation improved so much. The only thing I would say negative would be I wish you could have moved around a bit more. You were kind of you're back to the judges, but that's partly the fault of just the way we're sitting in the corner here. But otherwise, great. Thank you.
First, I wanted to start off saying you had excellent body language and vocal variety. That's something I always bring up at every presentation festival, and I caught on right away, and that part I was extremely impressed. I like the analogy that you used from your introduction to your conclusion, so it lets them see the whole story from beginning to end. When you consistently ask the same questions throughout your organization or the transition of each aspect or each section or aspect of your presentation, it lets you ensure that your audience is listening and they're engaged, which is also very good. It was well researched. You can tell by the slides that you used, as well as you backed up everything you shared. It was very evident. Also, like everybody, it's something good to have as humor. So it breaks the silence in some way, which you did use. And for English to be a second language for you, you can tell like the pronunciation, the pace, the eye contact was very like beyond measure that probably people would have expected to say, okay, well, people wouldn't necessarily jump to that conclusion. It was very well articulate. So the only thing I would suggest is one of the topics it says is about discussion. So with discussion, when you ask the questions and people didn't respond, and sometimes you can actually point somebody out, because then throughout it, then people, when you ask the question next time, it will motivate them as well as them see, okay, I don't want to be picked. So it's like they'll be paying attention to make sure that, okay, there's going to be a discussion, or even prompt them. But other than that, you did a terrific job.